All right, welcome back into the show. Happy Tuesday, man. Tuesdays, my friends. Welcome back into another edition of Prime Sports World. On today's episode of the show, we're going to be breaking down week number 8 in Monday Night Football, and then we're going to get into that week number 9. I'm, of course, your host, David On Point Huffman from the Daily Blitz blog, Mr. Christian Simpson, my co-host, Mr. TJ Hopkins, and our student panelist, Mr. Matthew James. Welcome to the show. If you like what we're doing here at Prime Sports World, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. But yeah, let's get into it. Hello, gentlemen. Happy Tuesday. How was everybody's weekend? How you all doing?
I'm good.
It's Tuesday.
Oh yeah, it's actually my Sunday, so you know. But anytime, let's talk about Monday Night Football. And what started out as a very entertaining game quickly turned into a blowout in the second half as this game went into the halftime 7-7 deadlocked. Kansas City Chiefs did have 2 turnovers in the first half that really kind of didn't allow them to put points on the board. And then kind of just a bad showing for Marcus Mariota, at least in the second half for sure. But 21 of 30, 213 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. He was the leading rusher for the Washington Commanders as well. And then Jeremy McNichols was the leading receiver for the Washington Commanders. Terry Scary McLaurin caught the lone touchdown in this game for the Commanders, but it was a beaut. Man, the fact that he was able to get his toe tap, get those leg foot in, we could get that touchdown. Crazy. On the other side of this, Patrick Mahomes, another ho-hum day at the office there for Mahomes. 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Kareem Hunt had the lone receiving touchdown, and Rashee Rice, 3 touchdowns in 2 games off his returning from his suspension. And Travis Kelce had the other receiving touchdown. Kareem Hunt also had a receiving touchdown as Kansas City goes up big in the second half. They cruise to the 28-7 victory. This game never felt in jeopardy in the second half at all. Commanders just unable to move the football effectively at any point in the second half.
I thought it was the most. I thought it was the most balanced game for Kansas City, and most importantly, they didn't look ahead. You know, they have a big game this upcoming weekend against Buffalo, and you know they stayed on task. They focused on what was in front of them, and they finished the job. That's the way I look at it. But they ran the ball pretty effectively. Outside of those 2 interceptions Mahomes threw, which weren't his fault, you know, he played a pretty good game.
Did you?
It went as expected in my opinion. Like that Washington defense could only hold on and do so much for so long, and they made life a living hell for Mahomes for 20 minutes. They got 2 picks out of him. One of them one of them was a better play by the Marshawn Lattimore. That was a great play. Then the other one was off a deflection.
Yeah.
And Washington only turned one of those into points.
I don't think they got points on either of those interceptions, but don't quote me because I don't remember. But yeah, I feel like they may have not gotten points on either of those.
And it was 28-7. Like it was 0-0 for quite a while.
Yeah, so Kansas City off of both. So they got the Washington Commander interception on that crazy Deebo Samuel play. Kansas City goes and turns it over on the next drive. And then Washington downs, and then Patrick Mahomes throws a pick on the tip play. They go out on downs again. It's not until the end of the second quarter, where both of them got touchdowns and back-to-back drives for these 2 teams.
All right. So you get points. So you take potential points off the board for Kansas City with 2 interceptions, but then you don't make them pay for it. And yeah, like Kansas City's a team that even if you quote unquote bury them early, game's not over. So it's like I think that was the frustrating part for Washington because that defense did what a lot of teams aren't able to do. Like, yo, you was able to force Pat Mahomes into making mistakes, and your offense didn't capitalize on it. And you can only allow them to. They can only give Pat Mahomes so many cracks at it before he eventually does make you pay, and that's what happened.
Matt James.
They left. Might
Oh,
have to go.
yeah, I just I think having the Commanders, their offense just looked super stagnant. They were unable to run the ball effectively. They just didn't have any balance. Outside of that touchdown by Terry Scott McLaurin, this offense just looked terrible all game long. And I don't know if it's just not having your starting quarterback, or just your weapons on the outside aren't really practicing too much with all them dealing with injuries, including Debo Samuel, Terry Scary McLaurin. I mean, Luke McCaffrey. Those guys have been banged up in and out of the lineup. I don't know. It's just a tough day at the office if you're a Commanders fan, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like this is a different what if that's Jaden Daniels at quarterback versus Marcus Mariota, and we can play the what
Yeah,
if game out.
because you lose a lot of that elements that Jaden Daniels brings to the table when you don't have him under center. So yeah, it makes it difficult.
Right.
So we'll see. Both these teams. The Commanders losing 3 games in a row. The Kansas City Chiefs, as Christian kind of mentioned, the Chiefs seem to be really hitting their stride right now. Man, I misspelled Chief. I hate when stuff like that happens. Hold on, I gotta fix that. Okay. Anyways, moving on from week number 8. But before we do that, let's talk about game balls. TJ, you got a game ball for me?
Probably Jonathan Taylor, like doing what Jonathan Taylor does,
Jonathan
real
Taylor
easy,
Thomas?
like real easy. Like it's getting to a point where like, hey, if he don't score at least 2 touchdowns a game, that's a bad day at the office for him. He's on pace to what did I see that shit? He's on pace for like over 2,200 yards rushing. Like he's on pace for that. He's on pace to break the touchdown record.
LT record?
But yeah, he's on pace to break that. What was that? 27. Yeah,
Uh,
he's on
yeah,
pace to do
his numbers
that.
are absurd right now. I'm gonna go into New York, and I could give it to Justin Fields, dealing with all the BS and coming out and playing well. But I'm actually gonna give it to Brees Hall. 18 carries, 133 yards, 7.4 yards per clip, 2 touchdowns, and he threw the game-winning touchdown to
Yeah.
Mason Taylor. Aaron Glenn, you get the bugaboo off your back. You finally get your first win as a head coach in the National Football League. That's a good win for the New York Jets and a good win for Justin Fields and Brees Hall and Aaron Glenn. I'm also going to give a little shout out to Tua Tagovailoa after had to be one of his worst performances of the season. He comes back, goes on the road to Atlanta, 20 of 25, 205 yards, and 4 tutties. So Tua Tagovailoa, way to bounce back, way to silence a lot of the haters, and in a lot of ways, saved your coach's job. As Mike McDaniel at 4:16 Pacific Standard Time, still employed in the National Football League.
Still has a job.
So probably will be until the end of the season if I was to reckon. So Christian,
his internet went out.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
okay.
having
Well,
issues.
all right, we'll just be in you then. Let's go, baby. Moving on into week number 9. Starting first with Ravens, Dolphins. Ravens getting a season-saving victory against the Chicago Bears on Sunday afternoon. You can say the same thing about the Miami Dolphins as well, as they went into Atlanta and also got a season-saving victory for their franchise. They're both coming off big wins, getting riding that high, going head-to-head Thursday Night Football in South Beach. TJ, talk to me about it.
Yeah, I know we weren't able to do a show yesterday, and I just want to like briefly talk about that Ravens Bears game. And mind you, the Bear that they mess up, yeah, like the Bears are one of the better teams at moving the ball offensively, but they are one of the worst teams in converting moving the ball into points. Like so, it's like you can give up all the yards in the world to the Bears, but once they get into the red zone, they for some reason that's where the struggles kick in. They have a hard time scoring six, so a lot of times they walk away with three. I've never seen defensive linemen be able to stand up, cross the neutral zone, and point at an offensive lineman, basically make their own false start. Like they did that like three, four times against the Bears, and the refs just went like, "Oh, well, they're acting like that, so it must be true." That's terrible. Like the offensive pass interference against DeAndre Hopkins. Not saying we would have won, but you cannot miss that call, especially considering the things that the Bears have been called for, like their OPIs in the past, like this past season. Like when you blatantly see somebody grab a player by the face mask and you do nothing about it, that's bad officiating. Like that's the shit that people talk about when it's like, hey, this is that's where the red conversations come in at. Because how do you miss that? Like that's ridiculous. Now the Ravens defense is getting healthy, quote unquote, at the right time. Like Roquan Smith came back Sunday, Kyle Van Noy came back Sunday. I want to say Kyle Hamilton also came back Sunday, and then what's his name?
Correct.
Uh, Keaton Mitchell, the backup running back, also came back Sunday. So like they're getting healthy, they're getting key pieces back at the same time.
And I also would, I'm just kind of going on my loading here, but I think Lamar Jackson plays in this game.
I think they already said he's playing in this
Oh,
game.
okay. Because I know he was practicing a little bit last week, and it was pretty close to like a game, pretty close to
And
being
then
back to last week.
it also makes you wonder why the hell was Cooper Rush the option for quarterback at for you in Baltimore when you know Tyler Huntley was out there. Like he didn't start the season in Baltimore. He was on. I think he started the season in Cleveland, got let go, and then was just
I think
floating
he got
around.
released. I think he got released before the season even started. But yeah, he was on their roster for a hot minute.
That's the point. Like you saw Cooper Rush for one game, and that should have been like, yeah, no, we have to go get somebody that knows this offense that's similar. That I used to praise Baltimore for this, especially when they made the transition to Lamar Jackson. Every other backup that they had two. Tyler Huntley was one of them. Forgot the other kid's name, who was the other backup, the third string quarterback.
The kid from Oregon. I just can't remember his
Yeah,
name right now.
they all had the same play style. David's known me for well over a decade. That's always been my main gripe with teams and their backup quarterback. Your backup quarterback should be able to do the things that your starting quarterback does. The way the offense doesn't change. It used to irk my soul that the Carolina Panthers had Cam Newton as a starter, and then somebody like Jimmy Clausen or Matt Barkley was his fucking backup. Now you got to come out there with two different offenses because Matt Barkley and Jimmy Clausen aren't running the way Cam Newton did. Thursday night football should barring a insane setback, it should be Lamar versus Tua. We're gonna like uh, two teams coming off a win. Miami, I think they heard the shit that was said about them because that was a dismantle. I don't want
Yeah,
to hear shit about Myles Garrett slamming his helmet on the ground. Wrong game, different game. Who did Miami play?
the Falcons.
Yeah. Uh, Kirk Cousins was awful. Got the start.
Terrible. Yeah, knee
Michael
injury.
Penix did not play. Bijan Robinson was
Bottled up.
non-existent. Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
held up.
no Drake London for the Falcons. Not that I'm making excuses here, but yeah, no Drake London. Kirk Cousins basically, we find out like a couple hours before the game that Michael Penix is out. Kirk Cousins gets to start. But yeah, it was just not a good performance by the Falcons
Like,
for sure.
and it's one of those things with the Dolphins. Like, bro, like, who the hell are y'all? Like this, like, who are y'all? I I I want to ride with the Ravens. I for the simple fact that like I trust Lamar Jackson way more than I trust Tua. But I also could see Miami winning this thing on some hey, it's Lamar game's first game back, and another good stuff. But no, give me Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the Ravens as well. I think, we talked about this a little bit last week when we did the show. I think this is going to be like, Ravens kind of getting back into form and kind of, because they're going to have to rattle off. They're going to have to win every game for the rest of the season if they're going to have to make the playoffs. They already got 5 losses. That's as many losses they had all of last season. So it's got to start tonight. It's got to start on Thursday night when the Ravens take on the Dolphins in South Beach. Because whoever loses this game, essentially their season is over. Probably. Anyways, I don't want to say for sure, but probably over. With 6 losses, it'd be tough to dig yourself out of that kind of hole.
It'd be hard, because they both 2-5.
Yeah, 2-6.
No, 2
The Dolphins are 2-6. The Ravens are 2-5.
Yeah, so like if you're the Dolphins and you lose, you're basically you drop from 2-6 to 2-7. You're already way behind.
You're already looking way up at Buffalo and New England in your own division. So, swinging in from Thursday night, let's talk about Sunday afternoon football. Unless you're out in the West Coast, Sunday morning football. Bears, Bengals. The battle of the bees and the Bears and the Cats as the Bengals look to rebound off collapsing against the New York Jets last Sunday. And then the Bears obviously just didn't really show up against the Baltimore Ravens in a game where the offense just looked totally inept. Also don't really understand the play calling for a lot of that, especially that when they got I know they probably wouldn't have won the game even if they had scored there. But I mean, not being able to punch that into the end zone and then having like quarterback draws with the clock running, just head scratching decisions from the Bears.
It's so easy to blame Caleb Williams for that loss on Sunday, and that's where the media is going with it. Cowherd has the fucking audacity to be like, the Bears have a Caleb Williams problem. Him and Ben Johnson just aren't right. They just aren't a good marriage. Ben Johnson's a timing guy. Caleb's not a time. It's like, dude, shut up. You've played, the only ounce of football you ever played is probably watching your sons play Madden. Respectfully, shut the fuck up, dude. A coach doesn't take a job because it's like, hey, I took this job because of Caleb Williams. Like that, those were the exact words out of Ben Johnson's mouth. He literally could have gone anywhere. He literally had his pick of the litter at available coaching jobs, and he came here because of the quarterback. That's where Ben Johnson kind of has to grow as a coach, because those first 2 drives they were great. They were moving the ball, they were running the ball, and then the red zone snafus happening, penalties in the red zone, false start on Colston Loveland, knocks him back 5 yards, a block isn't picked up on a Monangai run that he probably walks into if somebody just gets a piece of the blocker that comes off untouched. Then the last play, Caleb Williams gets sacked, left tackle doesn't get his block, and he has to scramble, haul ass, and then he gets tripped up, field goal. Basically the same thing happened on the first 2 drives, and then all of a sudden it's, here we go with the screen game again and the east to west play calling, and it's not working. And like I said, Roquan Smith comes back, Kyle Hamilton comes back. There was a lot of missed calls on the Bears that I'm not saying if these calls are made that the Bears win the game. Ben Johnson played a role in this loss just as much as Caleb did. We're down our top 3 corners. We already know Jalen Johnson's not playing anymore this season, but to not have Tyreek Stevenson or Kyler Gordon on that field Sunday, it was evident. Like, what's his name? Nate McLeod got burnt. Nashawn Wright, outside of the missed OPI call, you didn't hear his name, but you can clearly see, hey, a backup quarterback was playing against backups to the backups, and the other backup quarterback won. That running game got healthy.
Got an offensive line play. They were coming off the bye in a game they had to win. I mean, the Ravens were desperate. Yeah.
If you're the Bengals, like, man.
I mean, you had a team that was dead to the rights, and you gave up 15 points. I think I saw a stat like there have been 4 games this season already where they were down over 15 points in the fourth quarter, and those teams came back. I think they were like 0 and like 183 in past incidents, and it's happened 4 times this season already.
Like that's insane. Think about what you just said, bro.
But yeah, I mean, if you're Cincinnati, I mean, you got to be really kicking yourself. I mean, you had that game, you had the Jets dead to rights, and you allowed Breece Hall and Justin Fields. You gave them life, and now you gave them an opportunity. Like, I mean, we're talking about it. If the Jets had lost that game, we're talking about a total overhaul of the quarterback position. I mean, we're talking about Aaron Glenn, talking about conversation. I mean, Cincinnati, that's going to be a tough. I'm going with the Bears. Actually, the last time these two teams played, I think this will be a similar result to when they played last time, which is 4 years ago. The Bears squeaked out the 20-17 victory. I could see a similar case here with Cincinnati. 17-20 Bears. Caleb Williams makes just enough some field goal range, and Carlos Santos does make that 58-yard field goal. TJ, you don't have to go to Jake Moody or whatever.
No, that was that was Ricky Joe Burrow. That was literally his welcome to the NFL.
Second year Justin Fields.
Yeah, that was his welcome to the NFL moment because Joe Burrow made some throws in that game where it's like, hey, a year ago that's a completed pass and the first down or a big play. This year those plays were picked off. Right,
he was 19 of 30 for 207 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions.
For Joe
Burrow in that game.
So
and the Bears squeaked out the victory.
And however this go round, it's not Joe Burrow, it's Joe Flacco for right now. Like as we know, the concern for Caleb Williams will come in the next 3 games because their next 3 opponents are some of the worst pass defenses in the league, and this is now 2 weeks in a row where Caleb Williams has not thrown a touchdown pass. So if he doesn't throw a touchdown pass if he doesn't basically quote unquote light up the Bengals and then whoever they play after those next 2 games after that, then some concern for Caleb Williams is gonna be more shown. But I'm with you. I'm going with the Bears. Get back to the run game, get back into the play action. Get the tight ends involved. And Rome Odunze has it's some egregious number of drops in the 7 or 8 games that the Bears have played. Like he's while he's great and whatnot, hey, let's keep the main thing and remember that DJ Moore is supposed to be the security blanket. He's supposed to be the chain mover. He's supposed to be number 1, and so on and so forth. So give me the Bears.
By the way, yeah, Christian had his internet issues, couldn't make it back onto the show, but still watching us on Facebook. We appreciate Christian on the Daily Blitz blog, and I will be doing his shameless plugs here today. So you don't want to miss any of that content. Go over the Daily Blitz blog and continue to check us out.
And not pick related. I just got a notification from Adam Schefter. You probably just got it too from ESPN.
I don't have that stuff turned on.
Oh, you don't have that stuff turned on? All right, well, New England I don't know what this trade means. It's New England is trading safety Cal Duggar and a 7th round pick to Pittsburgh for a 6th round pick. Is that it?
Okay.
Yeah. This is New England made a trade earlier today too. They got they sent the edge and a 7th round pick to the Niners.
I mean, they're adding draft
for another 6th round pick. So today New England got 2 6th round picks.
So they're adding draft capital for something, I guess. But moving on from there, let's swing into the NFC North, and we have the Detroit Lions. What are they on there? Coming off their bye, welcoming the Minnesota Vikings, who got beat down on Thursday Night Football. Carson Wentz's season is over. Underwent surgery this morning to deal with, I think it was like a shoulder injury or arm injury. Either way, not going to be under center anymore this season. They're going back to J.J. McCarthy. Going to get the start there in Minnesota. Lions had lost to the Kansas City Chiefs before they came onto their bye. TJ, what's going on in this game? Talk to me about it.
All right, so Yeah, the news about Carson Wentz has basically saying he's been playing with a messed up shoulder for I don't know how many weeks. I forgot how many
Man,
weeks he's
yeah, but people, we knew that his shoulder, like, you just look at Carson Wentz and whatever he's wearing on
like you.
like,
Yeah,
you can tell, like, yeah, that's
it's
not a
like
guy who's healthy. Like,
it's like right.
he's going through it right now.
It's like you could tell. It's like hey, it's like yo, something's up. Like I don't know. Like you could tell. Like I ain't finna specify and why and sit here and be like yeah, oh it's definitive. Oh yeah, it's the shoulder. It's this. It's like you could just tell on certain throws that it's like, yeah, that's not the, yeah, the Carson Wentz with the strong arm that was slanging
Well,
shit.
it was his non-throwing shoulder, which is why he was able to continue playing football as long as he played. But you
As
could
long as
tell
he,
during
but you
that
could
Thursday night
tell
game. But like he looked like he was grimacing after every snap and like every hit.
that
Like
every movement.
I'm not surprised at all that he's done for the season. And frankly, they needed to find out what they have in JJ McCarthy, anyways. I mean, if you're Minnesota, you're sitting there at 3-4. I mean, the division's getting away from you.
Mhm,
Maybe not the wild card so much because the NFC is pretty wide open right now.
mhm,
But I mean, this season isn't. Like, you're not a Super Bowl contender. Let's just be honest with you. With what
mhm.
Minnesota is right now, you have to plan a little bit for the future here. And Detroit, I mean, you got a huge. You were building up momentum. I mean, and then you lose to Kansas City, then you go into your bye. I mean, this has got to be a statement game. Like, you should win this game by 30.
It was
Give me
like
the Lions.
you lose to Kansas City, you play Tampa, you dog walk Tampa.
Oh, was it Tampa before their bye?
Yeah,
Oh,
dog.
okay.
Remember that was Jameer Gibbs
Yeah, I thought
went
that.
crazy.
For some reason, I thought that was. I thought that they were flip flopped. But yeah, you're
No.
right. Yeah, they lost to the Chiefs. They beat Tampa Bay, and then they went on their bye.
And so that was kind of a blessing because their secondary was also beat
Man,
to hell.
hell yeah, yeah.
Um, that being said, like also like if you're JJ McCarthy, I get it. There's no such thing as a quote unquote easy opponent. There's no such thing as an easy game in the NFL. But if you're the Vikings, it's kind of like you said, like, hey, you're gonna see these guys. You're gonna see these guys eventually. You're gonna see them anyway. We can't keep hiding you against and protecting
I
you.
mean, you drafted JJ McCarthy to be your franchise quarterback. It makes if you think he's your franchise quarterback, the opponent should be irrelevant. Like, he's
Um,
going to have to play
exactly.
every freaking weekend, anyways. Like, once he's healthy enough
So,
to go.
like
Like,
it's right. Like so, like what I'm getting at is like it's not like oh it's Minnesota, New Orleans. It's like oh yeah, this is a good game for JJ McCarthy to come back. It's the Saints. They are not as like they're not as prominent as the Lions. They're not as prominent as the Packers. They're not a playoff team. They're not going to be there come late December, early January. Let's throw JJ McCarthy a softball and see if he knocks it out the park. No, you're gonna see the Lions twice a day. I mean twice a year for the next decade, God willing. Twice,
unless that asteroid comes down and destroys the planet. I mean, we're going to be playing football for a long time.
like so it's let's just see what we got in this. I'm going with the Lions simply because they just have more. They have more.
Yeah,
And they
I'm also taking the Lions. They should win by 30. Like, this should be an absolute thrashing. Like, let's be
I
honest.
don't know
The Vikings,
about
the Vikings. This game shouldn't be competitive.
I don't know about 30, but hey, like again, like if you're JJ McCarthy, you got one job. Well, you got more than one job, but the main job is the main job, and that's hey, 18.
Get it
Give
to Jordan
get
Addison. Get it to
him
Justin Jefferson. Get it to T.J. Hawkinson. Jalen Naylor. I mean, Aaron
like
Jones
get
is your safety blanket coming out of the backfield. I mean, this is an offense that's quarterback away from being really special.
really
And
special. And
so
get those guys the ball and watch them do what they do.
moving on from there, staying in the NFC, but one NFC North team versus one NFC South team, kind of feeling like they're heading in opposite directions. We got the
Mhm.
Carolina Panthers going into Lambeau and taking on the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, Carolina, they were on a 3-game winning streak. Both of us were pretty high on Carolina going into Buffalo, but they get dog walked 40-9 by the Buffalo Bills and James
Well,
Cook the third.
no. We weren't high like we were. Then we found out, oh, Bryce Young is
Yeah,
not
yeah,
playing,
yeah.
and then it's like, yeah, they have no chance now.
And then onto the Green Bay Packers side, you deny Aaron Rodgers to get a victory against any free team in the NFL. As you basically dismantled the Steelers. That game was not all that competitive. 35-25. They scored 21 in the final frame. A good victory for the Green Bay Packers there on Sunday Night Football. And TJ, you know what I got for us?
A shameless plug.
Yes, sir. Shameless plug number 1. So, baby, if you go over to the Daily Blitz blog, I don't know what day Christian is previewing this stuff. I'm just going to let you know. This is one of the games that he is previewing. So go over to the Daily Blitz blog. Check out that article that Christian's going to drop on the Packers and the Carolina Panthers. Last time these two teams played 2 years ago, and the Green Bay got the advantage 33-30. Unfortunately for the Carolina Panthers, I do not think that game will be as competitive this season. I expect Green Bay to win, and I expect Green Bay to win big.
This was a weird that was a weird game 2 years ago. It's like, hey, Carolina gave Green Bay all they could fucking handle. It was also the start of the end of the Jair Alexander tenure in Green Bay. That's when he did that dumb shit. Like and when he's playing, he's a captain, but he wasn't. I think by this point he was injured, and he goes out for the coin toss, and everybody's looking at him like, "Why are you out here? Like, what are you doing?" And basically, Jair Alexander just went rogue and was doing his own thing. And for credit where credit is due, Green Bay's an organization where it's like, hey, we don't tolerate nonsense like that. We'll tolerate it as long as you're quote unquote productive. Right? You let it. But
he's been banged up a ton over the last couple of years. But yeah, Green Bay should win this game.
Yeah, Green Bay should absolutely win this game. It's also like this is what we call a trap game. This is a trap game, right? I don't know who Green Bay plays after this, but this is the literal definition of a trap game. Like you're playing
conveniently enough on Monday Night Football. They go up against the Philadelphia Eagles in Lambeau.
100%. This is a trap game. So if you're the Green Bay Packers, obviously you know not to take not any opponent lightly, but you cannot look ahead to Philadelphia next week thinking, oh, this is just Carolina Panthers. Like you said, like, hey, let's hang 30 up on them and that'll be it. That's how you lose.
I also do think it will be Andy Dalton for another week under center for the Carolina Panthers. I think he's got a high ankle sprain, Bryce Young does, so that's probably a multi-week injury, not just 1 week. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, again, high ankle sprains are not. I've never had one, thank God, but they're not fun.
Yeah, they don't sound fun. Moving on from there, we're swinging into the AFC. This time I got the AFC West and the AFC South locking horns there in Nashville as the Chargers and the Titans play on Sunday morning football. Chargers coming off a big win against the Minnesota Vikings. Tennessee Titans coming off getting dismantled by the Indianapolis Colts. Last time these two teams played actually was last season. Chargers got the advantage by 10 points. 27-17. And TJ, this is not going to be as close as it was last season. I got the Chargers winning this game, and this is my lock of the week.
Chargers,
Titans. The Chargers, the Titans are a mess. I mean, I know if anybody plays fantasy, I just don't think anyone in their offense is worth playing at this point, and the Chargers should win this game. Like Justin Herbert shouldn't have to play in the fourth quarter in this game. It should be a pretty easy
Calvin Ridley is on my fantasy team, and outside of the Cardinals game, Calvin really has not done much for me. But at the same time, I haven't released him yet. He's just sitting there. He's on the bench.
He's a number one wide receiver in the NFL for a football team. Those players usually don't get dropped. They just get stuck on people's rosters forever and they just sit there forever. I got Tony Pollard in like a bunch of leagues, and I'm never gonna start Tony Pollard, but he's just collecting dust on my bench. I'm like, all right, well.
it's unfortunate that Cam Ward is subjected to what a lot of rookie quarterbacks are subjected to. So he's already on his second quote unquote coach, second system, unless the offensive coordinator now, unless the guy calling plays was the offense has been calling plays the whole
Yeah,
from
Mike
jump street.
McCoy. I'm pretty sure Mike McCoy is calling plays.
So was he calling plays at the beginning?
I don't know. He may
You
not have
don't
been
know.
because yeah, I don't.
So let's just say for the sake of this conversation, let's just say he was. Let's just say from week one till now, Mike McCoy has been calling plays for Cam Ward. Season ends, he's fired. They're gonna bring in a whole nother coach with a whole nother system. So Cam Ward's gonna be learning his second system and they in the span of a year. And I really want teams to stop doing that. Like the way I explained it to a coworker was like this: like David, just for the sake of purposes, like you're in the media, you're in news. Let's just say you have a the phrase is right there and it's escaping me. Um, your editor, you have an editor, right? You're somebody above you. It's like, hey, this is how
Yeah.
we do things. This is how we do editor, right? I was right the first time.
No, I mean we have executive producers above me.
Okay, let's all right, let's just say you have one executive producer, right? He says, hey, this is how we do a show. This is how we gonna do it. Da da da. Woo, woo, woo. So it's like, all right, you learn his style. Then a week goes by, you get a new EP, and he come that EP comes in and changes everything. And this is like, damn. Now you have to learn how to do that style
I
while
mean that
still
happens.
get
Fortunately, that happens to people a lot in the media because we move around a lot. So like every station in every market does things differently.
does things
So
differently.
so
So it's like that's a hassle. Um, to your other point, like yeah, a no starter for the Chargers. Hey, if it's the 6 minute mark left in the third quarter and the Chargers still trotting their starters out there, they just out there stacking. They out there getting
that's
hey,
true.
we got incentives to make.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like Lad McConkey, I need I need X amount of catches on the season to get a bonus. It's like, all right, well, we're gonna help you get closer to that mark playing this game, right? And so on and so forth. Like this should the Chargers 100% should win this game going the fuck away.
Moving on from there, we got a rematch of a Super Bowl that's almost a decade old now. The Atlanta Falcons going into Foxborough, taking on the Drake May led New England Patriots. Last time these two teams played was 4 years ago. Patriots goose egged the Atlanta Falcons 25-0. While I don't think that'll be the result this season, I do not expect the Atlanta Falcons to put up much of a fight against the New England Patriots. I also have no idea who starting quarterback is for the Atlanta Falcons. If it's Michael Penix, I mean he's got to practice all week. You can't go up against the New England Patriots. Mike Vrabel, that team banged up and missing practice, limited. Um, they should be making their decision on the quarterback right like this week. New England Patriots all time 10-6. They get their 11th win. Actually, the last time the Atlanta Falcons beat the New England Patriots, how far back do you think you got to go? So the last time the Atlanta Falcons beat New
Falcons,
England.
the last the last regular season game I remember outside of that ass whooping that you talked about. I remember that one game. It was like really foggy out, and then Julio Jones said, "I'm a grown ass man," and snagged a touchdown
Julio
over.
Jones had 0 victories against the New England
I know
Patriots.
that. I know. But that touchdown that he caught was like, "I'm a grown ass man, and and this ball is mine," because he caught that ball over like two people, and it was like one of the rare red zone targets for Julio Jones. It was just like, holy shit! See what happens when you throw him the ball inside the 2 yard line? Shit like that happens. The last time Atlanta beat New England in the regular season,
Period. Well, I guess it. Yeah, it's the
period.
only. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess there's only one other option, and like they lost the Super Bowl, obviously, 28-3, as people like to continue to bring up all the time. Um,
Um, was I alive?
Yeah, you were alive. You were probably, I can't do math in my head right now, but you were probably like 5-ish.
Holy shit! So Mike Vick was he either had like was
No,
he
no,
Mike Vick was not the quarterback
that's
then?
still too that's still too early. Yeah, no.
That's still too early for Mike Vick. Damn. So I was
La-
alive.
the last time the Atlanta Falcons beat the New England Patriots was on November 8th, 1998.
I was 4.
I was close. I was
I
close.
was 4.
Atlanta Falcons won that game 41-10. The quarterbacks for them were Chris Chandler, former Chicago Bear, and Drew Bledsoe.
Drew
And
Bledsoe.
Jamal Anderson, because this is like the home ground of the Dirty Bird, ran it in for 2 touchdowns in this game. TJ, what's happening in 2025? Are they getting the win? I mean, this is how many?
I don't know.
It's 7 games in a row. They're on a 7-game losing streak, including the Super Bowl.
I don't think that. I don't think it happens. Drake May is, I guess, in the MVP conversation. I
Give me a
don't.
guess.
No, because like so. I say I guess because like it's no disrespect to Drake May, but there are better options for that conversation
Oh, I mean,
to be
I think
around.
Jonathan Taylor should be like the unanimous at this point. Like,
And like 2 of them literally play on the same fucking team, and then
yeah,
we're just
yeah,
gonna like you're literally throwing Drake May in the conversation for the sake of conversation.
100%.
Like let's like that's what I'm getting at. Like, yeah, you can have Drake May. I guess he's an MVP candidate now, and like no, he's in the conversation for just to make it a conversation. Like I don't think Drake May has a snowball's chance in hell at legitimately
I mean,
winning
if they still keep playing
MVP.
like this and the Colts fall off a little bit, I can see a scenario where he wins the MVP. But yeah, they should win this game fairly easily. Moving on from there, we got the San Francisco 49ers and the New York Football Giants going head to head. Both these teams are coming off taking L's. The 49ers lose to D'Amico Ryans and the Houston Texans. The Giants lose to Philadelphia and at Lincoln Financial Field. Also, thoughts out to Cam Scatterbo. Just hate to see an injury guy who had a promising rookie season going. Going to be cut short with that broken ankle, fractured ankle. All accounts, though, surgery went well. He's healthy. He's gonna bounce back. He's gonna be back next season. And he was a really like when the Giants were on the upward trajectory and won 2 games in a row. It had a lot to do with Cam Scatterbo, the energy that he brings. Just hate to see a guy get injured when he's having such a promising rookie year. It's going to be the Tyron Tracy show now. All time, San Francisco leads this series 22-21. TJ, do the Giants even this up? I also don't know what the quarterback situation is for the 49ers. I would guess that Mac Jones probably gets another start here, but I don't know.
I obviously like what's his name? Brock Purdy is basically on a day-to-day, hour by hour basis, I guess, because of the type of turf toe injury that he has. And turf toe is one of those injuries like that. Like it's what makes it so difficult to heal is like it's kind of like a hamstring or anything else. It's like you can't you can't not
even
use it.
Yeah, like you can't every time you walk, you have potential to re-injure it.
Right, exactly. It's like you can't not use it. Like so today's like David just said, like every time you go to walk, you're walking on that foot, and unless you got one of those scooters where you can just like roll around on to not put weight on it. Give me the. I want to pick it. I want to take the Giants. I'm gonna go with the Giants, but like so like you said like this is gonna be a Tyron Tracy show. It should have been.
I like Tyron Tracy. Like he's a
It
good football player.
it should have been to begin with. Like I'm not saying he's better than Cam Scatterbo. I'm saying
He is.
I'm saying the two should have played off of each other.
Well, he was
Like,
banged up when at the beginning, and they were using both of them a little bit, and because Tyron Tracy, the only reason that we even know, like people that aren't like big college football fans, the reason that we even know about Cam Scatabo is because Tyron Tracy got hurt and he missed 2 games. And then he like Cam Scatabo hit all this momentum. So when Tyron Tracy finally did come back, they're like, well, we got to kind of roll with the hot hand.
and yeah, like the Niners are, yeah, I don't know. I think like obviously if it's Jackson Dart versus Mac Jones, I want to ride with Jackson Dart. Like, I'm gonna take the Giants. I think it's gonna be a close one. Give me the Giants. Wouldn't be
I'm
surprised
gonna
if the Mac, wouldn't be surprised if the Niners won though.
I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers. I just think they're still a better football team. I know the injuries are starting to really pile up for the 49ers, but so is it for the Giants. I think they play a little bit undisciplined too. I think the 49ers are going to get this victory. Moving on from there, we got the upstart Indianapolis Colts, who have the best record in the National Football League as of this recording, going into Pittsburgh and taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Colts obviously coming off dismantling the Tennessee Titans, and the Steelers losing Sunday Night Football to his old teammate, his old friends, the Green Bay Packers. You got Rodgers, Danny Dimes, you got JT, you got Jalen Warren, you got DK Metcalf, Michael Pittman. TJ, who's got the advantage here?
From my friend Christian Simpson, this is shameless
Oh
plug.
yeah. Shameless
Um,
plug number 2, baby. You can check that out over there on the dailyblitz.blog.
I uh, I was kind of hoping that the Steeler defense would be quote unquote better than what it is right now.
Yeah, me too. This the calling card for Pittsburgh for most of their history
Most
has
of the
been.
history.
I mean, the defense has been now that it seems like the offense needs to be carrying the defense because outside of TJ Watt, sorry, they just can't generate pass rush consistently. And I mean, this Colts team, if they find a way to add another edge rusher before the trade deadline, which is on the 5th, I mean, this is a Colts team that like the sky is the absolute limit. And the crazy thing is, like the Colts, like a lot of the people, like the coaching staff and Danny Dimes, I mean, those guys are like playing with house money. I mean, if this season hadn't gone well, Danny Dimes was free agency, probably just doing backup, whatever. Shane Steichen probably fired if this season hadn't gone well, and so you were like, "What do I got to lose? I'm just going to go out there and coach and do whatever I can." I mean, the Colts as a whole, this team's playing with house money. Nobody thought you guys would be any good. Now they're the best team in the NFL. Like crazy. With that being said, I'm taking the Colts in this game. The Steelers, their offensive line is kind of a mess, and outside of DK Metcalf, they don't really have another weapon that gives you any kind of real pause. I mean, Jalen Warren in the running game, I don't really believe in all that. Yeah, just okay. DK Metcalf, I do like Roman Wilson, the other wide receiver there, but they just don't really seem to get him involved enough. Same thing with Calvin Austin. So if you could find a way to stop DK Metcalf, you could really stifle this offense. It's what we saw on Sunday night. Give me the Colts. Ride with it.
Yeah, to all you said, like offensively, like that's always been the issue, right? Like it's been the guys up front not generating enough push for the run game. I think you guys.
And I mean, that's been an issue for
Quite a
longer than
while
just
now.
this season. Like just this season, like when they had Najee Harris out there and he was getting hit in the backfield, he's working hard as hell for 2 yards per carry. I mean, we saw it then, and it was never addressed then. It hasn't been addressed since. It's going to be the same for the rest of the season.
And then you got the lack of a lack of a pass rush outside of TJ Watt. Now, what's his name? Cam Hayward did all that campaigning for a new contract last year. He put up numbers. He got his new contract, and then all of a sudden, it's like I'm not saying this is what he did, but it's like Cam Hayward got old pretty fast this season because like that pass rush ain't there. And so on Alex Highsmith, where are you? Where's your pass rush? Like it's not there. You got a bunch of dudes on the Colts playing with house money.
Yeah.
is the only one that ain't playing with house money is Jonathan Taylor because we know what the hell Jonathan Taylor like. Jonathan Taylor, Quentin Nelson,
And you had to, and Jonathan Taylor got paid like last offseason.
but
So
we also but that Jonathan Taylor's also like, look, we knew you was finna get the bag. We knew you was finna get paid. They'd be fucking fools to let you
and
walk
I think
out
it's
the door.
also crazy like the fact that the Colts are having this season like the season like right after Jim Irsay passed away. Like that's I mean just it's I don't know, it's crazy to me. I just I never like he sometimes things work in mysterious ways, I guess. I don't know.
I 100% get what you're saying. Like it's maybe that's what it's. He was. I'm not saying what you think. I'm saying it's like maybe that's what it took for the coach to be like, hey, we can quote unquote breathe a breath of fresh air. We don't have to worry about the owner making crazy ass headlines in the news anymore, so on and so forth. The coach should. Would you be surprised if the Steelers made this a game? Like if it's like
No,
a
I mean, but the other thing is like the Colts. I mean, they have the only game they've lost is the game against the Rams. I mean, they've just been beating people so easily so far this season. I mean, their margin of victory is just like it's been. I wouldn't be surprised if this game was competitive, given that the Pittsburgh Steelers are at home. But I don't think I don't think this game's going to be that close.
hmm.
So. But yeah, give me the Colts. Swinging on into Houston, where the Denver Broncos roll into Houston after beating down the Dallas Cowboys this past Sunday. The Houston Texans obviously put the shellacking on the San Francisco 49ers as the mentor beat the mentee, or mentee beat the mentor, however that works. Because Mika Ryan's going in there and getting that victory from Kyle Shanahan. First time he had played against his former team that he was the defensive coordinator for 2 seasons. Teams that went to the NFC Championship in both of those 2 seasons. But yeah, both these teams, the Houston Texans won in the straight. Denver is absolutely rolling right now. This offense is clicking on all cylinders, getting the running game involved, getting the passing game involved. Just looked extremely balanced. Patrick Surtain not going to play in this
Not
game.
playing.
I'm not sure what Nico Collins' status is. I know he was in the concussion protocol and did not play against the San Francisco 49ers. But Xavier Hutchinson stepped up in a big way at the wide receiver position. Aiden Hudson. But TJ, what do you think happens here? Broncos, Texans. These two teams kind of fighting for supremacy in the AFC. I mean, the Houston Texans are still kind of in the world for a wild card, and this defense for Houston is big time.
Yeah, that's kind of been the frustrating thing about Houston. Like your defense has been doing the job. Your defense has been fantastic.
It's been the best defense in the NFL, I want to say.
Your offense is the one that's been dropping the ball. That being said, this Bronco, the Broncos as a team again were my dark horse to unseat the Kansas City Chiefs for the division, win the division. A lot of people's dark horse to win the Super Bowl, so on and so forth. Um, Bo Nix is hitting that right stride. And winning cures all because Sean Payton said that shady shit about Russell Wilson in the news, and Russell Wilson clapped back. How sick of somebody's shit you got to be for a man of God like Russell Wilson to come out and say, "All right, enough is enough." It's evident that Russell Wilson, Sean Payton, hey, at this point, just put the gloves on and hey, knockout ends the fight. What you talking about?
They should put him in a steel. They should put him in a steel cage.
Yeah, like hey, knockout ends the fight. Give me the Broncos because I just don't think that for whatever reason the Texans offense is blah. Give me the
Yeah,
Broncos.
I'm also going to roll with the Denver Broncos. I think they're just rolling a high right now. I'm not sure how many games they've won in a row, but it feels like they've been cruising for the last couple of weeks.
What? Philly, Dallas.
Yeah, they got beat by the Chargers in week
Philly,
number
Dallas,
three,
Philly,
and
Dallas,
since then
Giants.
they've beaten the Bengals. Yeah, they won 5 straight. I think this will be 6.
Okay. Yeah, they had that
So
crazy ass comeback against the Giants.
yeah,
And
and then they
hmm,
won that slabber knocker of a game against the Jets in London or the UK, wherever that was. Moving on from there, we got 2 teams coming off their bye week in the Jacksonville Jaguars going into the Death Star and taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. And Geno Smith probably will get the start because I don't think they have anybody else that can play. Last time these 2 teams played was last season, and the Jacksonville Jaguars lost that matchup. Both of these teams were sitting at 3-12. The Raiders won 19-14. We had the stellar matchup between Mac Jones and Aiden O'Connell under center for the Las Vegas Raiders. I think the bye week came at a good time for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they've lost 2 games in a row after beating Kansas City. There's a lot of conversation about Brian Thomas Jr. He hasn't looked good at all this season after a really strong rookie season. He just doesn't look like the same guy this season. And that's why, TJ talks about this kind of a lot. I mean, we want to see players do it again before we're going to put them in the upper echelon of the National Football League. A lot of players have a one-off season and then they never follow it back up again. Brian Thomas Jr. is kind of having that right now. He isn't playing good this season. And he just looks like, I don't know how to even really explain it. Like, he just doesn't look like the same guy. The burst is gone. He's been terrible with drops. But with that being said, I saw the Raiders play the Kansas City Chiefs 2 weeks ago, and they were kneeling the ball before even the 2-minute warning, and they were out of the game by basically halftime. This is a bad Raiders team, and it's not going to improve just because you were on your bye week. Give me the Jaguars.
yeah, again, it's this Raiders fan and Christian sports group. Like, bruh, the Bears lose to the Ravens, and then out he comes just talking shit. It's like, dude, you were quiet for a whole month. You were quiet for a 4-week span, and the Raiders and the Bears lose, and then out you come. It's like you're the only team. Like, your team's the only team that will fuck around and lose the bye week if it was physically possible. Shut up, bro. Hey, your team has out. Your team's been so bad for so long. It's week 9, and they've been doing damage control since week fucking 4. Talking about hey, Max Crosby is not available for trade. They were literally talking about not trading people 2 months before the fucking trade deadline. But you're worried about what's going on down here. Knock it off, man. And no, and no, this isn't gonna get any better. I don't know why I don't know why people thought Pete Carroll was just gonna be this elixir of life. Like, he
Well,
could be
it
used.
looked good. It looked good week 1 when they beat the Patriots, and it's been super downhill since.
It's like, I don't know why he thought he was gonna be this elixir of life. I don't know why people thought Geno Smith was going to, be good. Like, hey, like,
Man, Geno Smith looks like barely startable at this point right now.
and
I wouldn't be surprised if they had anybody else on their roster. Like, if they had a young player on their team, then they'd be like, okay, let's give this guy a shot. That guy doesn't exist on that team right now. Like, they just look terrible.
And again, the Raiders are one of those teams that passed up on Shador Sanders, and it's just like, no sympathy. You get what you fucking pay for, because, like you said,
Kenny Pickett's on the team, but he's not anything. I think they're going to have to roll Geno Smith for the remainder of the season. And you know what? I mean, and this isn't exactly a fantastic quarterback draft class coming in. I mean,
thank you. That was my next point.
when the season started, it sounded like maybe there was some promising guys, but all of the guys that were pegged as potentially top 5 pick have all been terrible. Like the dude from Clemson. I mean, whatever Manning, he's been terrible.
Yeah, Arch has been fucking horrible.
The kid at LSU hasn't been any good.
Nussmeier, Lenore Sellers hasn't taken that step forward.
He's been okay at South Carolina, but
Drew Aller broke his fucking leg, so
yeah,
he's
the Raiders. It's not getting any better. It's just, I mean, you paid Geno Smith, so sometimes, like CJ said, you get what you paid for. Moving on to the second to last game in the late afternoon window, we got the New Orleans Saints and the Los Angeles Rams going head to head in beautiful SoFi Stadium, and there's no better place to make your first NFL start than in beautiful SoFi Stadium for Tyler Shook. As he goes up against Matthew Stafford, the veteran, savvy veteran there for the Los Angeles Rams. Does Tyler Shook improve anything and do you expect do you think this is he's going to be the starter for the rest of the season, or do you think this is going to be like a week by week, case by case basis? Like, do you think if Tyler Shook goes out there and struggles, they'll go back to Spencer Rattler, or is this when we're going to Tyler Shook and this is it? With all that being said, the Rams should win this game fairly easily. Puka Nacua is questionable, but I don't think they need him to win this game.
Man, hey, this is one of those. All right, so I know you're not on TikTok, right? I know you're not on TikTok. Shador Sanders' slide happens and into what I think this was the end of day 2. So yeah, Tyler Shook has just gotten drafted ahead of him. And I'm on TikTok and I'm just like, you can I'm like, Cam Ward was Cam Ward. Like he was going to be taken first overall, no matter what. I'm like, Jackson Dart, the argument could be made. There was no way in hell you could convince the people. You can convince me or people with a brain that watch the game to be like, oh, Tyler Shook's product on the field was better than Shador Sanders. There's no... This is how bad it got, David. No one know who the hell Tyler Shook was unless you were a Louisville fan. Unless you followed Louisville football like that. No one know who the hell Tyler Shook was. But the point of my TikTok was like, hey, anybody drafted ahead of him, Cam Ward aside, you better ball. You better ball. You better go out there. You better light shit on fire. And you have to justify that organization's rationale for picking you over Shador Sanders. So if you're Tyler Shook, your first game as an NFL starter is the Los Angeles Rams, who, by the way, have one of the better front fours in the league. And your offensive line.
And Rashid Shaheed is dealing with some sort of injury, might not play in this game.
And your offensive line it's not it, bro. It's not it. Like you say, the Rams should win. The Rams should not need Puka Nacua to win this game. It should not get to the point where it's like, well, hey, if that's Puka Nacua out there, it's a different story. No. Bettors, betting favorites, fantasy people, Rams, everything.
Yeah.
Rams, everything.
Well, we'll see what happens with Tyler Shook as he gets ready to make his first NFL start. Good luck to the young kid. From there, we're going to swing into a absolute heated matchup between two AFC rivals. One of the teams always has the card in the regular season. The other team always has the card in the playoffs. We're talking about the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. This is in Orchard Park. The last time these two teams, probably anyways, will play at Orchard Park. Bills, Chiefs. Last time, obviously, these teams played was in the divisional round game or the championship game last season, and the Chiefs won that game 32-29, just the way they have every other matchup in the Mahomes, Josh Allen era. Patrick Mahomes obviously had an impressive performance there as they really are rounding into form there on Monday Night Football, and the Bills put a hurting on the Carolina Panthers on Sunday. With all that being said, the Buffalo Bills, for some reason, just seem to always have the number of the Kansas City Chiefs when it comes to the regular season, and they always seem to get these victories. I'll take the Bills. Also, before I get into it, this is also shameless plug number 3, baby. So go over to the ChristianDailyBlitz.blog and check out Christian's analysis of this football game as these two titans of the AFC, at least over the last 6 or 7 years, since Mahomes and Josh Allen have gotten there. They've been there. The road has gone through one of these two teams when it comes to the Super Bowl, usually Kansas City. But in the regular season, Buffalo seems to have the edge. And I think their bye week came at just the right time. If they dropped 2 games in a row, they recommitted to the running game against Carolina, get some of those. Josh Allen looked really good, comfortable playing against the Carolina Panthers. But that's not the Carolina Panthers defense is going to be playing. This Kansas City defense has been outstanding. We saw what they did against the Commanders last week. But Josh Allen's kind of has become almost matchup proof. I mean, he always has pretty good games against this Kansas City offense or defense. And Kansas City, the way you can beat Buffalo is by running the football. I just don't think Kansas City is going to be able to really utilize that weakness, given that their running backs are just, they are what they are. I'll take the Bills, but this game should be competitive. My other beef is the fact that this isn't on prime time on Sunday night or Monday Night Football. And no disrespect to the Seahawks and the Commanders or the Cardinals and the Cowboys. Put this game on prime time. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm taking the Bills.
And you already know, I know how you feel about it. This is probably Jim Nance, Tony Romo at 3:30 on CBS, right?
Probably, yeah.
Probably. All right. So again, to you and Christian, that's not prime time. I respect that. I'm not here to tell you that it is or isn't, but to a lot of people, that late afternoon, that solo window. You get a network's 18 call.
They're the only game at 125 next weekend. So they have the window to themselves pretty much. And the other 2 games in
what you mean 125? Is that the time for you, or is that?
Yeah. So 425 there or 325, 425, 125 here.
Okay.
And also the other 2 games in the late afternoon window is the Jaguars, Raiders, Saints, Rams. So
America's gonna get 95% of America.
Unless you unfortunately live in Jacksonville, in Las Vegas, in New Orleans. Or in LA.
98% of football fans are going to be getting Bills Chiefs. And again, I agree with you. Hey, by this point in the NFL season, you know who's going to be there in the end. You know the teams that are good. You know the teams that are bad. The NFL should want 100%, because we've seen them do it, right? 2018, both the Rams and the Bears are good teams. That was supposed to be a 12 o'clock game. They flexed it to Sunday night. How do I know? Because me and my brother went to that game. I won tickets to that game. It was supposed to be a Sunday night game. A Sunday afternoon game, and they flexed it to Sunday night. Everybody who bought tickets originally for a noon game, those tickets were honored. They was like, hey, just keep your ticket. You're fine. Just show up at fucking 6 o'clock instead of 11:30. You'll get in. It's week 9. You are absolutely right. They should 100% look at. Seahawks, Commanders, different story to an extent, right? Those two teams are to an extent. But that Monday night shit is 100% be like. Well, because this game's on a Sunday, they should be like, hey, Seahawks, Commanders, we gonna start y'all a couple hours early. Chiefs, Bills, we gonna push y'all back a couple.
They could have done that when the schedule first came out. There's no reason to have that game not on prime time. It doesn't make any sense.
To that you are 100% right. Hey, y'all know.
You know this game's gonna be on the schedule somewhere, and yet you don't put it on prime time. It doesn't make any sense at all. Come on, NFL, do better. But Bills, I'm going with the Bills.
I'm going with the Chiefs mainly because, like you said, that's not the Panther defense. James Cook, hey, you're a bad boy, you're a bad boy. But you ain't finna light the Chiefs up for 200 yards, man. You ain't finna do that. You're not finna,
Probably not, anyways.
not no, like, because I also think that like, because it's like you said, like the Bills in the regular season. Hey, they on the Chiefs' ass. It's like I think he's four. Josh Allen is like 4-1, 5-1, some shit like that against Pat Mahomes in the regular season. But it doesn't matter because when they play each other in the playoffs, Pat Mahomes is undefeated
Yep.
against him in the playoffs. So Pat is like, yeah, you can win this little fight. You can win this one. I really don't give a fuck. Like we gonna see each other down the road, and then I'm gonna send you home like I always do. But I'm going with the Chiefs. Like, the Chiefs are getting healthy at the right time. They, yeah, give me the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs.
Moving on from there, we're going to swing into Sunday night football, and we got a matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and the Washington Commanders, and Dan Quinn going up against a team that he won a Super Bowl with as a defensive coordinator probably damn near 20 years ago, when Russell Wilson was still in his prime. Last time these two teams played was actually 2 years ago, and the Seattle Seahawks edged out the Commanders 29-26. As Geno Smith led them and got or it might have been actually been
2 years ago.
yeah, it was probably
Uh,
what's his name? Drew Lock actually maybe gotten the start in this game. But with that being said, it was Sam Howell for the Commanders, Geno Smith for the Seattle Seahawks. Obviously, the Commanders dropping 3 games in a row. Did not look great on Monday Night Football. Jaden Daniels probably returns. Seattle coming off their bye.
I don't think he comes back. I don't think. I think if he comes back, that's a panic. That's a panic move if he comes back.
Seattle Seahawks coming off their bye. Obviously, they beat the Houston Texans on Monday Night Football last time they were on the field.
Yeah. To me, if obviously it depends on how he practices this week, of course. Um, I think if he comes back, if we don't hear anything about if we don't get any updates about him in practice, talking about Jaden Daniels, of course. And then all of a sudden you get a notification come
So
Sunday
he's
that
expected to return to practice tomorrow. That's via Yahoo. So if I was
Yahoo's credible.
if I was a betting man, I would think that he's going to return.
Um,
But I mean, but also the fan.
I'm with you.
So 106.7, the fan, which is the Washington Commander radio station, and also the radio station out there in Maryland or whatever. They're actually expecting Jaden Daniels to be out.
Okay, yeah. So, and I kind of trust the locals,
The local beat reporters, yeah,
because they're like, hey, that's their fucking job. They're yeah.
I don't necessarily think it matters who plays quarterback for the Washington Commanders, though. I think the Seattle Seahawks, in the way that the defense is played and the way that Jackson Smith and Jigba has been absolutely unguardable so far this season, and Sam Darnold is showing, like you paid me, and I'm showing you
I'm
why.
worth it.
I've been worth it. He's been awesome. I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks. I think their defense is going to be suffocating, and I don't care who starts at center under the Commanders.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm going with Seattle. I'm not saying this. A lot of bad blood between these two organizations, just individuals. Remember the WWE pay-per-view bad blood? Do they still have that? They don't have that anymore.
Yeah, they did last year.
They still got bad blood. Oh shit!
Yeah.
No way.
Cody Rhodes headlined Bad Blood's
Main event.
Year? Yeah. I don't remember who he wrestled, but yeah, they had it in Atlanta, and they had they had some rapper like as part of the promotional material hanging out with Cody Rhodes. I just don't remember who it is right now.
Okay. So I don't think Dan Quinn has any bad blood with the Seattle Seahawks franchise. I don't think Bobby Wagner. I think the only person who probably does is Bobby Wagner, because he was just unceremoniously given a garbage bag and said, "Hey, thank you for your service and be on your way." Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones is also showing why. Hey, QBs, this shit is not black and white. The development of a quarterback is not black and white. It takes time. It takes whatever, and as long as you provide that nurturing environment to grow, things will get better. And if you're the New York Jets, like obviously, like you're not kicking yourself because like the Sam Darnold that you got wasn't this Sam Darnold. You got fresh out of college Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold inherited a mess in New York and was expected to make it work. The analogy I always use is you give a rookie quarterback, a sinking ship, and not only does he have to steer the ship, he has to keep it from sinking and get it back to shore and patch the holes along the way. Like that's just fucking impossible. Um, Devon Witherspoon, this is going to be a fun matchup. I think he's healthy now.
Yeah.
Witherspoon's healthy, right?
Yes,
All
I think
right.
so. Yes.
So you got him. You still got Reek Woolen. Um, Leonard Williams, I think, is healthy now too.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, like Seattle is basically keeping they trying to keep up, not keep up. They're keeping up with the Rams, and Seattle's probably I don't know who's leading that division right now.
I think it's the Rams,
Is it
but
the Rams by like a game? Because the
let's
Rams
go.
didn't play last week, right? They were on a bye, right?
Correct. So actually, technically, Seattle is ahead of them. They're tied,
Okay, it's
but Seattle has one win in the division where the Rams have none because they've only played one game in the division, which seems
yeah, play
crazy to
one
me to
game.
have only played one. And then the
Yes,
Niners are right there at 5-3.
right. And so I'm taking I'm with you. I'm taking Seattle. I just think that it's like you said. Like I don't think it matters who's now. Again, if this is Jaden Daniels on Sunday night, it's you have a better chance. You know, because but that Seattle defense, like you say, it's giving Legion of Boom 2.0. Like it really is. And what's his name? The head coach. What's is it Will McDonald? Yeah, Will
Yeah,
McDonald he's doing the damn thing. The only thing I want from Seattle is to remember that hey, Kenneth Walker does exist. Only thing I want from Seattle.
So back to Bad Blood, just for a real quick second. So yeah, this pay-per-view was actually last October 5th of last year, and
Last
Metro
year.
Boomin and Cody Rhodes
Okay.
did
Okay.
the promotion because they're both from Atlanta. And the main events was Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns going up against the Bloodline 2.0 with Solo Sikoa and
Jacob Fatu.
no, not Fatu because I don't think Fatu was in yet.
Really? Anyway.
Oh yeah,
not
well, yeah,
important.
well, it was Fatu. Yeah, it was Fatu. Those two guys in Fatu. It also featured that crazy Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
And that's where Naomi also won the title, I think.
Nice.
Anyways, moving on from there, Monday Night Football. We got the Arizona Cardinals going into Jerry World, taking on the Cowboys. Cardinals coming off another, I think they're on their bye, but they have just had heartbreaking defeat after heartbreaking defeat as they lost to the Green Bay Packers last time they came out, and Dallas got dismantled by the Denver Broncos on Sunday night afternoon in Denver. They can swing back into Jerry World. I think that they bounce back. I got the Cowboys winning this game. I don't know. Last time these two teams played, Arizona got the victory. And actually, Arizona has won the last 3 matchups between these two franchises.
I don't know why this is a fucking Monday night game.
I imagine it's because they.
Is it one of those things where like every team is old? Like
Yeah,
a Monday night game?
I think every team in the NFL gets at least one prime time.
You know, like you want to know what I love about the NBA? The NBA don't play that shit. The NBA is
I'm pretty sure they have every team in the NBA at least gets one.
The NBA is like
national televised game.
The NBA is like, you know what, Charlotte, you are ass. You are not going to be.
They've been solid so far this year.
It's 3 games, David. Like the NBA is like, Charlotte, you are ass. You are not going to be on at the time TNT on Thursday night. We are not going to subject the American people to that shit. No, it's not happening.
But
Washington
the Cowboys should win this game easily.
Washington Wizards, you will not be on the NBA on ESPN Monday game. Like, it's just not happening, dude. I don't give a fuck that you got the first overall pick. It's just not happening. We'll see you. No, no. That being said, yeah, if you're Dallas, hey, this is one of those you got to come out. You got to knock these motherfuckers in the mouth, bro. Like, you gotta straight jaw their ass. Like, you you got manhandled. But to be fair, the game against the Broncos was the litmus test for the Cowboys, because the whole season it's been, hey, you have a championship offense. You can score with anybody. That's kind of been their recipe for winning. Hey, we're just gonna try to outscore you because our defense can't stop a nosebleed right now, and it still hasn't. So what happens when the championship offense meets a championship caliber defense? The championship caliber defense won, and it won bad. Like it took like Dak Prescott threw what, two interceptions?
Yeah, he didn't play well in that game. Neither did CeeDee Lamb really. So
Like, he took two interceptions. I don't think they were able to really run the ball that well. Like, it's now to
I mean,
Riley.
Javante Williams still had a solid game. I mean, he had damn near 100 yards and he had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, because like they were both what you call it, red zone touchdowns. Riley Moss kept getting
Yeah.
called for DPIs, and
Yep.
again, one of them wasn't. One was legit. One of them really wasn't. Neither here nor there. They got called. There's not much you can do. But at the same time, if I'm Sean Payton and I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm sending, because they were very, to me, like, to me personally, I want to say like they were eerily similar. I think the one that he was legitly called for, like, maybe there was a little pull, grab, whatever. But I'm looking at it like I'm sending those into the league offices. I'm like, hey, what is the distinguishable difference between the two? Like, and I got, because I'm asking, like, hey, what more do you want Riley Moss to do on the one that he was, because the one that he what the illegitimate one, it's like, what more do you want him to do here? Right? Like, I'm sending that video into the league office and be like, how? Like, what do you want? But that being said, like, if you're Dallas, this is one of those quote unquote get right games. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the Cardinals, but
I
like,
also don't know exactly what the status is of Kyler Murray in this game. Let me take a look and look that up real quick. But I mean, Jacoby Brissett has played admirable in his absence. And also the crazy thing about the Arizona Cardinals is they've lost 5 games in a row. The largest margin of victory in those 5 games is 4.
yeah, that's frustrating. That is that would drive me.
Kyler Murray should return this
Like,
Monday against
that would drive me insane, and I know it would drive me insane because it has driven me insane, because the 3-14 Bears with Justin Fields had 7 one-score losses. 7 one-score losses. That's infuriating, because that means, like, hey, one call goes your way, you score on one drive that you didn't score on, so certain things
you
go
score a
differently,
touchdown instead of kicking a field goal.
you win. And
Yeah.
that's like, it's little shit like that. That's like, you know what? Like, that's the frustrating thing about football. And if you're Monday on this hit on that Monday night, hey, it should be sunshine and rainbows for Dallas come Tuesday morning. The championship offense talk should kick back up. Um, because I wholeheartedly think this is what Jerry Jones was waiting for. So, like, if they win this game, they're what? What's
Four
their
and four.
record? They're if
Or
they
like
win
right
this
up.
game, if they win this game, they're 4-4.
Yeah, 4
All right,
4-1. They'll be
4-3-1,
4-4-1.
4-4-1.
They're
So,
3-4-1 right now.
okay, so if you win this game, you're 4-4-1, and honestly, it's kind of a killer, because it's ironic because the one thing you need to make to make a Matt Eberflus defense go, you had it, then you traded it away. Now you're talking about trading for another one, and it's almost like who the hell's out there for you to trade for? Like right, like so, like the Buccaneers, the Raiders have already came out and said under no
I
circumstances
mean,
are we trading
the only person that you could
Max
get
Crosby.
would be like Miles Garrett if you were able to get Miles Garrett somehow. But
And
I don't think he's up for trade right now. So
that's
they
fucking
only
hilarious.
have 7 days to figure it out.
And that's hilarious. And it's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. And that was kind of my point because I wanted to like I said Miles Garrett earlier. Um, they were playing who did Cleveland play Sunday? Who did Cleveland play this past Sunday? Because
You
they
were
lost.
breaking up real bad on that, TJ. I didn't get
No,
all
can you
of
hear me? I
whatever you
said
just said.
I was just asking who did Cleveland play this past Sunday?
I think I lost TJ entirely, actually.
Can
Oh,
you
is
hear
that me?
me?
It might be me. I
I can
think
hear
my
you.
internet's kind of in a moment. Oh,
Can you hear me now?
yeah. I couldn't hear you like just now.
No, I was just asking who the
I can hear you
hell
now.
Cleveland was. I was asking who Cleveland played on Sunday because Miles Garrett was throwing a hissy fit. Like I'm looking it up. All right, they played New England.
Miami.
Um, so
Yeah, they played Miami, and he had 5 sacks in that game.
can you hear me?
Well, I mean, if you were,
You can't hear me.
oh yeah, New England. Yeah, you're right.
All right, but he's slamming his helmet down and whatnot and everything. And oh, I think it's me.
Thank you very much for joining us here, TJ. I don't know
Yeah,
what's going on. I don't know what's
I
going
think
on with
it's
my
me.
internet.
I think it's me. Well, it's probably both of us. So just end the show. It's cool.
Yeah. We'll be back here tomorrow with Fantasy Football Weekly. Don't miss any of that content. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. I'm David Huppman. Right there, my co-host, Mr. TJ Hopkins. TJ, what do we do here at the Prime, my friend?
We bring the heat on, sir.
Yes, sir. You have a night. See you later.
All right, bye.